Okay, Mark. Still at Factor 90.3 Nigeria. Info and her input Harcourt. I'm Dio. 10 minutes gone past 5 p.m. Conversation continues. Actually, staying tuned. Our story here, cut to Premium Times, forms the basis of the next conversation. National Assembly takes a stab at electoral bill, reversing hopes for electoral integrity. Here's a bit of the story. Key amendments designed to ground the conduct of future Nigerian elections in transparency and accountability seem doomed for the garbage bin as early as next Thursday, when the National Assembly sits to review and pass the electoral bill that caucus leaders of Senate are currently fine-tuning in Abuja. The caucus leaders packed the executive floor of the Transcorp Hotel in Abuja started the deliberations last Thursday to codify what will be the final laws that will regulate electoral conduct. Now, some of these recommendations include the use of electronic transmission of results of an election and expenses for presidential candidates. Now, let's move it a little forward right now. And the journey to this tinkering process commenced when party leaders in the National Assembly decided on what they called additional review of the outcome and work of the committee report on the amendment of the bill, ostensibly with a view to insert and reject some amendments. Now, the insertions and deletions run contrary to the resolutions and proposals made by the committees. Although many individuals and groups who submitted memoranda and presented during the public hearing had similar demands, top among the proposals were introduction and improvement of modern technologies in elections, as well as a reduction in the cost of elections. The commission in charge of conducting elections, INEC, had proposed 34 amendments to the legislation, part of which includes punishment for electoral violators. Now, one of the major and glaring setbacks for democratic accountability is the limit to the already pervasive money game in the country's elections, and what a senator called, quote, a depressingly dirty outing for campaign financing in our elections, end of quote. Now, the new version of the spending limit proposed in Section 88 of the bill now allows candidates seeking presidential office to increase their cash haul from the current $1 billion to 1 billion naira, I meant to say, apologies for that, to increase the cash haul from the current 1 billion naira to 15 billion naira. From 1 billion naira to 15 billion naira, and there are increases even for the other levels for governorship, for the National Assembly, State House of Assembly as well. A still insignificant group of persons who spoke to Premium Times in Abuja on Sunday said they will try to build a critical mass against Section 65 of the bill, which they claim is, quote, perhaps the most alarming move by the National Assembly leaders, which is an apparent rejection of the proposal empowering INEC to review results declared under duress or where a declaration is made in contravention of INEC guidelines. Now, this section proposes that the decision of the returning officer shall be final on any question arising from or relating to unmarked ballot paper, rejected ballot paper, and declaration of scores of a candidate, a part of the bill that many Nigerians have kicked against. Now, this provision stops INEC or strips INEC of powers to decline issuing a certificate of return to a candidate where the returning officer was forced to declare him or her the winner, or where the returning officer made an announcement under duress. Now, another concern is in the tinkered bill is the status of electronic voting, which the party elders at their Transcorp retreat have gutted to make room for the contentious manual transmission that most commentators have pointed at as the basis of most electoral fraud in the country. And the committee had resolved that voting in an election and transmission of results under the Act shall be in accordance with the procedure determined by INEC. But the provision on procedure at election under Section 50 sub 2 of the bill was changed by the lawmakers in the approved version to read, quote, voting in an election under this bill shall be in accordance with the procedure determined by the Commission, INEC, which may include electronic voting, provided that the Commission shall not transmit results of elections by electronic means. Now, end of quote. Effectively, said a parliamentarian, quote, Section 50 sub 2 of the bill to prohibit electronic transmission of results fundamentally seeks to undermine INEC's efforts to improve the election results management regime with a successful introduction of the election results viewing portal in recent elections. Now, the move by the lawmakers of the National Assembly has already generated among Nigerians and civic groups outrage and lots of matters to be discussed, of course. Many have also said that the President and leadership of the National Assembly have failed to fulfill their promise of free, fair and credible elections in the future as key electoral reforms are yet to be addressed. I'd like to get your take on this matter at this time. What impact might this have on the democratic process in Nigeria, and more immediately, the 2023 general elections? How does this help or not to improve the electoral process in the country? Join the conversation. The lines are open. 0817-923-0002 number to call. Also 0817-923-0003 or 0007. We are live on facebook.com/Nigeria Info PH, and the WhatsApp is on 0809-030-6416. I'd like to get your take on this matter at the moment. Lots of contentions emanating from the National Assembly as far as the Electoral Bill amendment is concerned. Via WhatsApp, good evening, Dar. If you protest, they will tell you to wait for 2023 and effect the change you want. With this now, they have already ambushed us ahead of 2023. We can only take our country back through a revolution. I believe you're referring to a bloodless one. I've got Nonso on the line from Rumokuta. You're welcome. Good evening. Go on.
Good evening.
Go ahead.
Let me allude to what the last person said. What's up? How do you want us to take this country back? Do you understand? I mean, at the last elections, I was a party agent. Okay, and I saw the way papers were being carried around, up and down. Everybody was hustling with paper. And I asked myself, what if someone just comes into these voting guns and asks us to print and mass? Who want to say no? And now we're saying we want to have leaders that we've elected ourselves to govern us. And the people who we have supposedly elected to do this for us are telling us they cannot do it. So, can I ask you, what options do we have? If you protest peacefully, they shoot you. If you go to elections, you may be shot. So, where are we going to? Where are we going? I mean, electronic, these people do make transfers from their phones. Electronic vote is in vogue almost all over. Even associations like the NBA have their elections done electronically. So why can't we do it? Why do these people just want Nigeria to remain in a mess? What a penchant for going back always. What options do they have? Civility doesn't work. So what do they want?
Well, we still have oh, so it's gone. Our lines are still open, 0817-923-0002 or 0003 or 0007. Andy joins in from Alakaya. Hello, good evening, go on.
Dayo, good evening and Happy New Week.
Yeah, you're welcome, go ahead.
Dayo, I think when we are talking about electoral reform or as the case may amendment and the rest of them, I think we should start thinking about what has been happening with the one that was passed before now, the one that has been non-existent, before one begins to think of amendment. Dayo, I want to believe and I want to allegedly say that before now, we had never in the past followed any electoral process. The whole thing that is in the Constitution, Dayo, we are not following it at all. How do I mean by this? We have had in the past where processes were falling short by some political parties, some members, and some top political men and the rest of them. But up till now, we have not heard one day that one person or two persons were prosecuted and jailed. So what is the probability that the amendment and the rest of them is going to work? It will not work. Rather, I think what I I feel they should do is, when you are talking of amendment, one, how would you amend the constitution or electoral process whereby when an aspirant comes in the midst of the people, we the populace, we the electorate, you come and you begin to promise us that $1 is equal to 1 naira when you come into office, that you will repair or you will utilize all the roads. And at the end of the day, if you don't do it, how can you be protected with this or on this? These are some of the, if you ask me, the amendments has to be put into constitution. So when it comes to the other aspect of constituting or amending, telling us that this and that, Dayo, it will not work. They are only there just on mere jamboree.
I'm a bit confused, Andy. I'm a bit confused about that. So you're saying that if a person says, I will fix this road, and then the person does not fix the road within the time the person said that it would fix the road, what should happen then?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Now you begin to show or tell us how the person who has come and has promised and did not do, how he will be penalized, how he will be prosecuted. These are some of the amendments that we should be talking about, and not coming to tell us that money did like this, you bring billions, governor, you do this one, you want to die of please. It's just a mere jamboree.
But the process to get the person into office, isn't that critical?
What did you say?
The process of getting the person into office in the first place, you don't think that's important at all?
That is irrelevant, because what else like the way I started.
How can the process? Because I mean, you cannot separate a process that brings a person into office with performance. It's all linked. One of the reasons Nigerians, or it appears that we have failed governments at every level in Nigeria, is the process that brought them in. The argument, there are several arguments, one of which is when people buy their way into office, then they no longer feel responsible to the people. So that's part of the process that needs to be fixed. So if the process that brings a person into office is not considered, and according to you it's irrelevant, how can you then talk about how the person performs in office?
See, they said when a process is being observed and at the end of the day it's not being followed, how can you fix it? It is by how? Looking at the end, because there will be a solution. They say there is light at the tunnel. So I think in as much as this one has failed.
Andy, if you know anything about processes, then you must understand that processes do not work that way. Andy, what you have just said right now literally is that, for example, if you want to build a house, what Andy is saying is the foundation does not matter as long as the house looks fine at the end of the day. I mean, how does that even work? How do you not pay attention to the foundation of a building, and all you're concerned about is how beautiful the structure will look eventually? Because the beauty of that house is part of a process, and that process may be commenced at foundation level or possibly even before the foundation level. So I mean, they're all interconnected and intertwined. You can't talk about a virile democratic cultural system and say that the process that leads to a person, being elected into office is irrelevant. Hello, hard fact to welcome.
Hello, sir. No, good evening.
All right, go on.
My name is Vanessa Chizu.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the last speaker have just said happily all what I wanted. But just to add that, the problem with our electoral system is not the electorate, but those who emerge as leaders. Now, currently, our problem is the National Assembly member, because it is their duty to amend the Electoral Act to suit what we call the testing Electoral Act, wherein the people will vote and their votes will be counted for. The reason they cannot do that is that there is no political party that is exercising purely internal democracy. And you will emerge as leaders. And when they say leaders should do the leaders should do that, they just stay and take decisions for everybody. If the internal democracy of political parties is open to all, my brother, I tell you, the main voting will also be free and fair. But in as much as the internal democracies of political parties are not free and fair,
wherein leaders sit and decide and take decision for all, my brother, democracy will never work in Nigeria. This reality will just be that we are practicing democracy, that there will be a date fixed for election, and on that the people will go and vote. And the normal thing that used to happen, you and I know, will take place. And at the end, where you have the INEC and the security to announce the result in your favor, that is the end. So there is no way the electoral system in Nigeria will be fair, unless the internal democracy of political parties is fair.
All right. I do have to go for a commercial break shortly. And, of course, we've got the headlines coming up at 5:30 p.m. Before then, though, quick comment via WhatsApp. This is fraud perfected ahead of 2023. You can see why you can't always talk about the helpless political illiterate, because political illiteracy is inherently fraudulent, or political literacy, pardon me, is inherently fraudulent, particularly in this part of the world. That's Ben. The electoral amendment is good, but how are we going to amend the minds of this face cap and rapper t-shirt group who go all out and in most cases destroy electoral materials, all in the name of defending their votes? And again, will this electoral act cover party primaries and local government elections supervised by almighty governors? That's my view. So maybe I'll attempt a response to that when I return from the break. Do please stay with us.
Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817
Listen to me, I said this is a real situation and the government has to do something about it. What are you trying to insinuate? All these people looting Nigeria's money?
This is Nigeria Info, in the heart of Nigeria. 92.3. We are Nigeria Info.
Headline News, Nigeria Info on
92.3.
Headline News.
Stay tuned. It is 92.3 Nigeria Info and here in Port Harcourt, and these are the headlines. The Pobo League of Progressives has recently commissioned the Pobo axis of Ogoni and Doni Opobo Unity Road yet to be completed. Oil and gas host communities reject petroleum industry bill recently passed into law by National Assembly. 15 out of 17 southern governors meet in Lagos State. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo denies forming new political party. About Laurent, Professor Wole Soyinka tells federal government to apologize to Yoruba activist Sunday Igboho over DSS raid of his home. Bandits attack another school in Kaduna, abducting unknown number of students. On the foreign scene, over 1,000 Afghan soldiers flee to neighboring Tajikistan after clashing with Taliban militants. And Pope Francis recovering in hospital from surgery. In business, WhatsApp threatens to block users of clone app GB WhatsApp. In entertainment, Bill Cosby's on-screen wife is at center of controversy after tweeting her support for him when his sexual assault conviction was overturned. And in sports, world number 1 Novak Djokovic reaches 50th Grand Slam quarter-final. Those are the headlines. Details in our major news at 6 p.m. Contact our newsroom on 0818 90017. Thanks for listening. I'm Adedayo Elusakin. Good evening.
Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162, and let us connect you.
How informed do you need to be to thrive in a fast-changing world?
Listen to experts only.
Keep it dial locked on 92.3 Nigeria Info for the best of news, talk, and sports 24/7.
I am listening. Are you?
And now, Hard Facts.
Hard Facts with Dio.
Welcome back. Still Hard Fact 91.3 Nigeria Info and here in Port Harcourt. I'm Dio. Conversation continues. Thanks for staying tuned. And National Assembly takes a stab at electoral bill. Reversion hopes for electoral integrity. Story. It's cut to the Premium Times. And forms the basis of the conversation at this time. And the position is of a lot of persons, according to this article, is that the National Assembly, based on sources, the Premium Times said is that the National Assembly leadership are tinkering with the electoral bill and recommendations made in that bill. And according to the Premium Times sources, these tinkerings are at variance with the position and views and expectations of a lot of Nigerians as far as the electoral bill, which is hoped would reform the electoral system and by extension improve our democracy. Now, the bill seeks to repeal and reenact the 2010 Electoral Act, also seeks to resolve issues concerning INEC's introduction of modern technologies into the electoral process, particularly accreditation of voters, electronic voting, and electronic transmission of results from polling units. Efforts to get an early bill passed by the Saraki-led 8th National Assembly signed into law were futile, with President Buhari rejecting it 3 times. First rejected in March 2018 when Buhari said the proposed law would usurp the powers of INEC to decide on election matters, including fixing dates and election order. 3 months after that, he rejected it again, citing some drafting issues, despite revision by the lawmakers. In December 2018, he rejected another amended version, saying passing the new bill with elections close by could create some uncertainty about the legislation to govern the process. Now, the journey to this tinkering process commenced when party leaders in the National Assembly decided on what they called additional review of the outcome and work of the committee report on the amendment of the bill, ostensibly with a view to insert and reject some amendments. Now, INEC had proposed 34 amendments to the legislation, part of which includes punishment for electoral violators. One of the major and glaring setbacks for democratic accountability is the limit to the already pervasive money game in the country's elections. Now, in the new version of the spending limit proposed in Section 88 of the bill, allows candidates seeking presidential office to increase their cash hold from the current 1 billion naira to 15 billion naira. Also, there are other tinkerings, if you will, that are ongoing as well. Also, perhaps the most alarming move by the National Assembly leaders, which is an apparent rejection of the proposal empowering INEC to review results declared under duress, so where a declaration is made in contravention of INEC guidelines. So a proposal in that bill is that if a returning officer is forced or under duress compelled to announce a result, INEC can reject that result. Now, based on what Premium Times is saying or information they have available to them, that provision appears to have been expunged from the bill. Another concern is the status of electronic voting, which the party elders at the Transcorp retreat have gutted to make room for the contentious manual transmission that most commentators have pointed at as the basis of most electoral fraud in the country. Anyways, your thoughts are still very much welcome at this time. Lines are open. We got 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003 or 0007. WhatsApp is on 0809 030 6416. We're live on facebook.com / Nigeria Info PH. Via WhatsApp. The truth is that these politicians have captured the state of Nigeria to ransom. First, they have reneged and denied all the things and promises they made that brought them to power in 2015. Second, anything you demand done, they say, go to National Assembly. And when you go there, it's dead on arrival. That's why the electoral bill has not seen the light of day. And if it does, will not make any meaningful positive difference. That's why they have kicked out, lifting the ban on Twitter when put to vote last week on the floor. That's Uche from Port Harcourt. Hi, Dial. We've ignored the National Assembly, this National Assembly, for too long and concentrated on the presidency. That Z-pad that is meant to make collation easier and credible is what they want to take out. From what I read, the resolution to do that was smuggled into the bill after a committee had previously sat. All this coming after accusing young people of not voting. Now they want to dribble Nigerians when they see people are getting ready with PVCs. We can't keep quiet over this, and that's from Deji. Via Facebook, Onyesha Jefogas, our corrupt politicians will oppose any move to establish free and fair elections because many of them can only be in that position by rigging. Hello, Hartford, welcome.
Yeah, good evening, Darren.
All right, go ahead.
Well, for me, I'm surprised. I'm very surprised because for 3 times the President has rejected this electoral bill. And for this current Senate or National Assembly to consider it now, it means what made Mr. President not to sign this electoral bill before now will be expunged. for sure. So all those things that you have read out that are no longer there, well, for some, they may be surprised. For me, I know that that is what is going to happen. That is on one side. On the other side, the Senate President Ahmed Lawan has said before now that whatever thing the President brings to the House must definitely go through. So, who now tell us that whatever that they will pass now will not be what the Mr. President wishes and no longer what Nigeria wants to be. Now they have expunged the power of the INEC rejecting a announcement that is made under duress. They have expunged that part because they want to force people to announce them into offices. Nigerians will reject this. Anything they pass as electoral act is not for us, it's for them. And we must stand up and defend ourselves because these people have decided to colonize us again. And we cannot give that room. Radio Councilor, Mr. Prophet.
19 minutes ago, before 6 p.m. A reminder the major news is up at 6. Our commercial break coming up shortly. Before then, your thoughts are still welcome. It will be remarkable to see what is passed, really interesting to see what is passed eventually in the National Assembly as far as the proposed new electoral law is concerned, or this current electoral bill is concerned, and what the President does sign into law. It will be truly interesting to see what the outcome of that is eventually, because the whole point of this is to ensure that the process is made as credible as possible, and that anyone under any guise will attempt any act that will deviate from that is unthinkable, is, in my estimation, highly undemocratic, and a major disservice to the people of this nation. Because why wouldn't anybody want for the process to be more democratic, to be more transparent, to be smoother, and as much as possible be devoid of whatever deficiencies plagued the process in the past that made for the unfortunate scenario that we've had play out every election year in this country. Everyone, ostensibly, should be concerned about making the process as smooth, as free, and as credible as possible. And for anyone to do anything in the opposite of that is truly worrisome, extremely worrisome indeed. I don't have to wrap it up on this note, I suppose. We got the major news coming up top of the hour at 6 p.m. A reminder of that, after which I will return after the major news at 6. That is, for the rest of discussions, open season comes up after the major news at 6 p.m. Do please stay with us.